Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Some would say that this country is in the toilet. Some would even go so far as to say the economy is going down the drain. But we say, if water runs through it, we do it.
At Mike Scott Plumbing, we don't make promises we can't keep. We'll be there on time, every time. We promise to work around your schedule and not ours. And we won't charge you overtime for nights, weekends, or holidays. So remember, if water runs through it, we do it. Mike Scott Plumbing, 237-2888.
Hi, I'm Sean Scott, owner of Mike Scott Plumbing, and I approve this message.
Finally, the Cowboys are back in Ocala. September 4th and 5th, 7:30 night lane. Don't miss the 38th annual Ocala Shrine Rodeo. Broncs, Bulls, and Bullfighters. Two big shows as Cowboys ride to help children walk. For tickets and information, check out OcalaShrineRodeo.com. September 4th and 5th, Broncs, Bulls, and Bullfighters. Don't miss the 38th annual Ocala Shrine Rodeo.
Selling a home is one of the biggest decisions most people make. Please join Adam at 9:05 a.m. on the 9th, when his guest will be Denise Madden of the All Florida Home Team of Keller Williams. Denise will be discussing the guide she co-authored to help sellers navigate selling during the pandemic. You'll learn about virtual tours, staging, safety, pricing, and so much more. Again, that's 9:05 a.m. on the 9th. It's home selling news you can use from Denise Madden, All Florida Home Team, and your friends here at WOCA The Source.
When it really counts, depend on The Source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Partly sunny and humid today, high 91 to 95. Sunshine and humid tomorrow, high 92 to 96. Saturday humid with a mix of sun and clouds, high 92 to 94. Sunday humid with some sun, thunderstorm spots in the afternoon, high 89 to 92. Monday, clouds and sun, humid, high 90 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Brian May.
Oh, hey, Grandpa.
Oh, hey, Grandpa.
Hey, Grandpa.
Yes, buddy?
Can you take me fishing this weekend?
I'd love to.
Have you noticed a change in your hearing over the years? Missing the little things in life? Visit Beneficial Hearing in Ocala today. Their expert team of audiologists will make sure you never miss a moment. Call Beneficial Hearing today at 352-629-4418 or visit them online, beneficialhearing.com.
The Centers recognizes September as Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. If you need someone to talk to, please call us at 352-291-5555.
There's only one place in town just like Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, and you'll see what we mean when you enter this 5-acre garden on Southeast 38th Street. For example, check out its selection of trees, all sizes, large, all the way up to super jumbos. Truly more trees in this place than you can imagine. What's more, when you buy one tree at Bob's super low price, you get another one just like it for half price. Now that's a deal, and it's every day, all day. Come pick yours out. Check inside their old-timey greenhouse for lots of late-season decorating ideas. Most all indoor foliage is marked down by 10 to 20%. And the selection is huge. And by the way, blooming hanging baskets, they're buy one, get one at half price. Come join the crowd, see your friends and neighbors any day 9 to 4:30, Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens on Southeast 38th Street in the same blooming place since 1952.
When it really counts, depend on The Source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
Partly sunny and humid today, high 91 to 95. Sunshine and humid tomorrow, high 92 to 96. Saturday humid with a mix of sun and clouds, high 92 to 94. Sunday humid with some sun, thunderstorm spots in the afternoon, high 89 to 92. Monday, clouds and sun, humid, high 90 to 92. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Brian May.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Welcome back. You're listening to AIM Ocala Live, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, broadcasting to you live. This morning, September 3rd, as we say good morning to you, 75 degrees out there currently with lots of sunshine, blue sky. Nice little morning as we can see it get definitely hot as we move on this day. As we move on with the show here this Thursday, September 3rd, as when it comes to prescriptions, it's always important to understand how to access your medications to avoid running out of them, especially during these what we consider unprecedented times. Everyone should be communicating closely with their healthcare providers to ensure that they are able to refill their medication. To talk a little bit more about this, we have on the phone Dr. Joel Zive. He's a third-generation pharmacist and is currently adjunct clinical faculty at the University of Florida College of Pharmacy. He also runs his own consulting firm, Pharm Talk, where he produces, reviews, and presents on the continuing education topics. Says Dr. Zive is a Fulbright scholar and is currently pursuing his master's in public health at Columbia University. And we have the privilege of having him on the phone this morning. Good morning, Doctor. How are you doing today?
Hey, good morning, Adam.
Absolutely. So what is the basic information about what is necessary for people to understand when it comes to their medications, especially like we said in these unprecedented times?
Well, if you're headed to the pharmacy and getting your prescriptions filled, or you can do it online, you have more options than you think. Now, most of us know about generic medications. These are drugs that work in the same way as the brand name ones. But what you may not know, there are different categories of generic medications, and you should know your choices. So when it comes to prescription medications, it's important to make informed decisions. And here's some of your options. You have brand name medications, generics, and a lesser-known category of generic medications called authorized generics.
And let me ask you, partner, right away, this is a misconception that I'm sure a lot of people have. Why is there name brand? Why is there generics? And at the end of the day, what is the difference between the two?
Well, basically, you have brand name medications, and then what happens is that you then the medications, the brand name medications, they turn into generic medications when the patents run out.
Okay. Gotcha. So when the patents run out, now you have the opportunity for other manufacturers to get on the bandwagon to go ahead and produce them. They could probably do it at a cheaper rate, or it's just the idea that since they're producing them, there's not that overhead of what that company name was that originally had the patent that they're paying for.
Well, generic pricing is there's a lot of factors to it. A number of factors will determine how patients pay for the medication. That includes insurance copays, pharmacy charges, and savings cards. Mm-hmm. And what's important is that the patient should contact their insurer or pharmacy for that kind of specific cost information.
Gotcha. Do you feel that this is part of the disservice with what we see with the healthcare industry? Like, is this one of the issues when it comes down to certain things being so difficult? Like we said, in network, out of network, what we can actually see covered. I've known people who have experienced prescription drugs that were name brand, and at the end of the day, yes, with their insurance provider, only had to pay $25 a month. But then, at the same time, when they get the generic, they were only paying $2, but they had to wait years before that could even happen. Is that just one of those things that's just going to have to suck it up and deal with it? Or is this one of those things that we maybe should see some kind of reform come later on?
Well, Adam, that's an interesting question, and I'm certainly not an expert on the political landscape. I'm really just here to talk about authorized generics and that it's important for people to understand their options.
Okay. Absolutely. So tell us a little bit more about the authorized generic.
Okay. This is key. Remember, all generic medications must meet FDA and quality and manufacturing standards for approval. That the FDA considers all generic drugs to have the same safety and efficacy or effectiveness as a brand name drug. Now, generic drugs are generally developed and made by a company other than the original brand name manufacturer, and they could even have minor differences compared to the brand name, such as different inactive ingredients, and they may even be a different shape, size, or color.
Okay.
Now, inactive ingredients, as I just mentioned, are usually harmless substances that do not affect the body, and in some cases, these changes in active ingredients may not be well tolerated in certain patients. Authorized generics differ from the original brand name drug and not have the original brand name on their labels, and they may even have a different market on their medications, and in circumstances may, as I said, be a different color.
Okay. Now, why so much of the changes? If the patent run out, can't we just keep it the same?
Could you just kind of elaborate on your question, please?
Oh, as in the idea of, like you said, some of the small things change that are harmless, basically, like you mentioned, color, size, shape, and certain things. Why not just keep it the same?
Well, there are various companies that do the generics, and each one has their own way of getting them.
Gotcha. Okay. If your pharmacy doesn't carry any of the authorized generic versions of your, prescription, how can you go about getting it?
Well, that's a good question. You can go to greenstonegenerics.com, where you can learn more about authorized generics and where to locate them. And I am here on behalf today of Greenstone and Pfizer Company, and they're obviously compensating me for my time.
Gotcha. As we move along with this in the idea that it's important, as we mentioned, for people to know what choices they have, and at the end of the day to know where those choices are. Like, that's part of what we're talking about today, where they can go for that information, and at the same time talking and, like you said, communicating with their healthcare provider to really ask the deep questions. Correct?
Right. I think to answer your question, everybody has a great resource. Speak to your pharmacist, as there may be multiple manufacturers of the generic medication that you're prescribed. So the version of the generic you receive depends on which pharmacy you go to, and then what the manufacturer stocks on the shelf that month. And I have to admit, it can be very confusing. Now, while authorized generics are new, many people do not know about them and how to access them.
Gotcha.
And one thing they can do, they can visit the FDA website, or, as I said earlier, visit greenstonegenerics.com.
Gotcha. Well, excellent, Doctor. We appreciate it, and thank you for taking the time, because this is all great information that folks need to know about. As we mentioned, Dr. Joel Zive, third-generation pharmacist, currently, as we said, the clinical faculty of the University of Florida College of Pharmacy, and runs his consulting firm Pharm Talk, where he produces reviews and presents on the continuing education of the topics. As we appreciate the time, Doctor, and a lot of good information. And as we mentioned, where can the listeners go for a little bit more of that information, as we were discussing?
Right. Like I said, they can go to greenstonegenerics.com, and what they could do, they can actually learn more about authorized generics and even where to locate them.
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for the time. We appreciate it, and you guys enjoy the Labor Day weekend coming up.
Thanks, Adam. Have a great day.
You too. WOCA, The Source, 96.3 FM. We got more coming your way. Back after this.
Broadcasting